works for you, maybe it doesn't. So do check it out sometime. We are live on YouTube as well. And now I will just go live in some time. Live nahi, but I'll start recording on TradingView also in some time. You have to be present on all platforms these days. Media hi aisa hai, right? I am in Mahindra. Okay, good to hear. Rahil, good. Rahil is in Mahindra. Now, I will just share my screen in some time so that you can see something other than my face also. And just give me a minute. I hope that ends up working. Yeah. Okay. Screen is being shared. Good. Good. I wonder if this will end up working. Okay, this we can try later. But yeah, in the meanwhile, while we actually look at the charts and while I show you what I'm trying to do here today, you can tell me कि आपके अगर कोई questions है कि नहीं. Anyone on YouTube? Nope. YouTube people are sleeping today. Looks like my subscribers on YouTube are sleeping. Maybe you can subscribe to the channel and wake them up. Maybe you can subscribe to the channel and wake them up. Any questions that you have, please feel free to list them out in our chat itself. What is this option chain? There we go. So see, option chain क्या होता है? Option chain basically हमें कहता है कि for all options, right? For all options, what is the OI? OI is basically number of contracts. Okay, so यहाँ पे अगर हम देख सकते हैं OI is 2059. That means 2059 contracts of 14,050 put are open. Means there are 2059 lots where someone has sold and someone has bought. Okay, यहाँ पे price दिखती है अभी की. We can see the IV here. IV is implied volatility. Implied volatility is a bit of a complex topic, so I won't really bother you with that just yet. उसके बारे में हम लोग और बात करते हैं in the option specific sessions that we have. For now, just understand कि implied volatility is basically your uncertainty. Okay, any questions? Have you invested in Ether? Post merger impact, you will see. Amir, I typically don't do cryptocurrencies, and I'll tell you why. I'll talk about that also in today's live stream because I feel it's a good question. All right, so first let's start with Nifty. I will see if I can just have this on TradingView also. Let me see. Can everyone see the screen? I hope you can all see the screen as well. Okay. So for those watching on TradingView, this is a live stream that I am doing on Creator and on YouTube. In case you are watching on TradingView, then you can check Creator and YouTube out as well. If you are on the other platforms, we are live right now. So यहाँ पे Nifty में हम लोग क्या देख सकते हैं? That we have seen that just yesterday I spoke about how this 18,120 level, this general level can be plus minus 40 points. Okay, so we can see 18,160 coming into play, or we can see around 1880 coming into play. Basically, it becomes this sort of ribbon of sorts from where prices end up taking resistance or support from. Right now, it's resistance. In the future, maybe it is a support. हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि ये जो almost एक जो sort of channel जैसा चल रहा है, this ribbon of sorts that is there, consistently it is acting as a resistance. We can see this is the third session where prices have actually fallen from that area, which means कि Nifty के लिए थोड़ा सा troublesome है. Now, if we try to dissect the trend, yesterday what we said in my regular YouTube video is that at least as of now ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है, right? यहाँ पे resistance देखा था, यहाँ पे हमने support देखा था. If this level holds, which is to say कि basically if around 17,600 holds, then I feel we break of 18,120. However, अगर ये नीचे जाता है और अगर ये तोड़ता है, and if we see a retest like this, then likely that we may also see around 17,000 to 17,200 being tested. So my overall view on Nifty is somewhat like this. This is a swing view, meaning it is not kal ka view, it is not parso ka view, it is my view for Nifty maybe for the rest of September, maybe for the coming week, and so on. If we talk about my Nifty view for today, which is the entire point, क्योंकि आज expiry में धमाका हो रहा है, what we can see is कि सुबह से ही there was a selling bias, right? We saw this double top of sorts kicking in. We saw this level being broken, which is basically yesterday's EOD low. उसके बाद वहां से उसने resistance लिया, which was the first sign itself कि maybe the price is, maybe the market is a bearish bias one. Typically, if you are an option seller, what you can do here is that you start selling calls. Why? Because if you are selling calls, your view is going to be bearish, right? Your view is going to be bearish. And let's say you are selling something like an 18,000 call over here. I'm not telling you kya karna hai. I'm just trying to give you some perspective into the mind of an option trader. Uska ek aur video hai that you can check out later on. But let's say you are trying to trade here. So basically, if prices go down, let's say over here somewhere option 18,000 option is maybe 90 or 100 points. As an example, I'm telling you. नीचे अगर जाता रहता है then 80-90 points से maybe it will go down to maybe 20-30 points. You had sold here, you can buy back here, and you are left with around 80 points of profit. This is typically how option trading would work if you are a seller. If you are an option buyer, तो आप देखोगे कि यहाँ पे if it's going down, then you can buy a put. If you buy a put, let's say you buy a put at the same, let's say you buy a put at 100 pay you bought a put. Your main objective would be to sell it at a higher price, so maybe 150, 160, etc. That is how you would make money. Now, direction wise हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि सुबह से it was making lower highs and lower lows, right? Which means the direction was on the bearish side. उसके बाद हम लोग ने यहाँ पे देखा है, if I just show you this general region was the most recent lower low. If we don't consider this, which is where the rounding happened, वो level अब तक टूटा नहीं है, and that is where we saw this resistance coming from. Meaning कि the bears are still active. Bears are still saying कि नहीं, हम तुम लोग को ऊपर नहीं जाने देंगे. Okay, so in case that level is broken, maybe after that we see resistance from here. If this level is broken, then yes, it can go up. But as of now, market is likely to close within this bracket itself. So somewhere between 960 and maybe around 860. This is the 100-point range that we have seen happening. Maybe prices will likely close somewhere over here, which means 900 से लेके 920 के बीच में likely I would say the close might happen. So this would be my view for Nifty. Now if we say ये तो chart का view है, right? ये तो chart का view है. I can see there are a few questions. I will answer those questions. But ये तो मेरा chart का view है. अगर हम बात करते हैं my view on the option chain, then what we can see here is the highest call OI. Highest call OI happens to be around here, which is at 18,000. Remember what we were discussing, 18,000 call sell करोगे, OI में देखेगा because OI is the number of contracts. On the put side, what we can see is the highest OI is here, 17,900. Remember what we said, right? We saw a range of 100 points. We are seeing a range of 100 points. So what we actually saw was कि as the day progressed, range narrow होते गई, and right now the bigger parties are expecting the markets to close in this region. If you want to be more precise, what you can do is ये जो downside का है हमारा 17,900 का premium is 8. So what you can do is कि 17,900 से 17,900 पे you add 8 and you say that maybe this is like the break even point for someone who's selling now. Obviously they would have sold earlier, so typically this is the range, plus minus I would say plus minus 20 points would be the range in my view. So you can sort of figure out how expiries are going in this fashion. Now the same thing holds true for Banknifty, but हम लोग Banknifty का भी थोड़ा सा proper एक analysis कर लेते हैं. First we go to the daily chart, Daily chart पे what we are seeing very interestingly on Bank Nifty is that Bank Nifty ने actually ATH बनाया है. Bank Nifty has never been this high. I will just show you where the previous this thing was. It's not letting me move. There we go. Yeah. So Bank Nifty का previous high was 41829. 41829, and today if we see today, the high is 41840. 11 point से ATH बनाया है बैंक निफ्टी ने, and if you recall we were seeing a bearish bias all around, but banks in general have outperformed the rest of the market. This is not a very good candle though, क्योंकि हम देख सकते हैं that after touching that 41840 level, prices have come down and they are right now trading around the low, which means कि once again bears were strong enough to push prices down. And यहाँ पे हम क्या देख सकते हैं, for Nifty prices were taking resistance from here. For Nifty we discussed that maybe this level will be the next resistance. Bank Nifty में हम लोग ने क्या देखा, prices first turned down from here, then यहाँ से जो selling आई है that actually broke down the structure also, because this was a high, this was a low, this was a higher low, this was a higher low. Now we are seeing another lower low being made, which means कि यहाँ पे 41,500 के आसपास जो sellers बैठे हैं, they are very strong, they are here to stay probably. And if we see a break of 41,500, then I would say touching this level becomes much easier, क्योंकि अगर यहाँ पे जो seller बैठे हैं उसको क्रॉस करने की ताकत है, then it is like opening up the floodgates in a way, because it would require some significant strength. So this would be my view overall on Bank Nifty on the swing basis. I'm just trying to see if you're on YouTube, just let me know. Hi, hello, kuch bol do, so I can make sure and I can understand that the YouTube chat is also working. Sometimes it doesn't work and ऐसा लगता है कि ये क्या हो गया. So let me just see, I'll join from another device. But in the meanwhile, what we can see for Bank Nifty is the OI, option chain. Option chain अगर देखते हैं, Bank Nifty में मैं गया हूँ, and if we just scroll down, we can see here that Bank Nifty का ATM आया है यहाँ पे around 41,200 पे. Highest call OI is this one at 41,500. Recall what we said, 41,500 has a lot of sellers, and we can see here high OI, which means it sort of works together. यहाँ पे अगर हम put side का देखते हैं, then we can see interestingly put side OI is at 41,200, which is unusual. Typically we might see it somewhere around here, 41,000, 41,100, but it's a very narrow range this time. It is just a 300 point range. Typically we have seen 500 point ranges. So basically prices are likely to close between this region and this region is what that number indicates. And ये हम लोग यहाँ पे prices chart पे भी देख सकते हैं that consistently from 41,200 we are seeing a support, and consistently from 41,500 we are seeing a resistance. So Nifty, Bank Nifty का ऐसा हम देख सकते हैं. This is how we can analyze. I'm still trying to go to my channel. Am I even live? Yes, I'm live. It does show me as live. Okay, great. So I've just kept it. I can see the chat then. So this is Nifty, Bank Nifty overall view. Live market analysis भी हो गया, daily market analysis भी हो गया. Let's try to understand what the sectors are doing. Sectoral indices देखते हैं. We can see IT continues to go down. Media stocks also down this time. And we can see not a lot of overall positivity, which means आज Bank Nifty ने ATH जो किया है, we can see one, largely thanks to PSU banks. Two, it was not really backed up by a broader rally across the market. It was just practically PSU banks that lifted it up along with a few other banks. Nifty is actually down 100 points today. Broad market indices में हम लोग देख सकते हैं that VIX is flat. VIX is flat meaning uncertainty has not reduced. If prices are going down and uncertainty reduces, then maybe people feel that the market may be a little overheated. This is my understanding and this is my interpretation of it. If prices are going up and VIX reduces, people feel that अच्छा जो एकदम suppressed market था वो कम हो रहा है. But when prices are coming down and VIX still remains the same or edges a little higher, maybe it means that the uncertainty is still there in their minds. And several reasons for that. You can cook up any story you want कि ये इसके वजह से हो रहा है, उसके वजह से हो रहा है. Bottom line is that this is happening and uncertainty is still there. So tread carefully, I would say. Nifty gainers, Nifty losers, Bank Nifty losers, Bank Nifty gainers. This is the complete list. Okay, so now we can look at a few other charts. Let's see what questions we have here. Have you invested in Ethereum? Post-merger impact, what do you see? So let us take a quick look at Ethereum. Actually, I have it on MT5 also. Let's just open it on MT5, shall we? I'll open it on MT5 because typically crypto I analyze practically every week. This is Bitcoin right here, as you can see. Ethereum bhi main khol deta hu. And Ethereum, what we can see is that it's much better than Bitcoin in two ways. One way was that it actually recovered a lot more when it recovered. The other way is that when it has fallen, it hasn't really fallen that much, and it is still trying to, gain some good ground. But that being said, overall, if you see from a technical perspective, practically all cryptos are in a downtrend. दूसरी बात क्या है? I have seen Ethereum at 700, 800-ish levels. So buying at 1600 when I could have instead bought at 800 seems a little futile to me because crypto is not something I know much about. So it would purely be because acha niche aaya hai le lo. So it's something that I've not really actively pursued yet. Maybe in the future, maybe once the space becomes something that I understand a lot more. So that's my view on Ethereum right now. Merge, I know there is something happening that is called a merge. I don't know what the merge is, quite frankly, because it isn't very relevant to me because I don't do crypto that much. So that is that. I hope that answers your question. Whose question was it? Amer. I hope that answered your question, Amer. Again, nothing wrong with crypto. I understand the space is hot. It's just not something that I'm comfortable with yet. Canara Bank, a good buy. Let's look at Canara Bank, whether you can buy it or whether you can say goodbye to it. Canara Bank, very similar chart to Bank Nifty. At this stage, I don't feel it is likely to be a good buy because purely from a risk reward point of view, if you see, अगर ये breakout समझो होता है, then yes, you've got upside potential, maybe somewhere till here or something, which is around 300 to 80 or so. 30 points, not bad, 10-15% ROI. If the trade does not go well, where will you place your stop loss? Will you place it here? If so, yes, you can say it's a rough 1:1 risk reward trade. If not there, then where will you place it here? Because this becomes a much higher risk reward trade, rather much lower risk reward trade. So can bank, not something I'd look at this stage. Banks in general have gone up a lot, so थोड़ा सा cautious रह सकते हैं. AWL देख लेते हैं. Where is AWL right now? AWL was actually in my holdings. I exited part of it, I believe somewhere around here, if I'm not wrong. Here or here is when I had exited partial quantity because AWL ka entire point was momentum. If you recall, AWL had one of the best performances if we talk about post IPO. One of the best performances, unparalleled practically. If you see, it went from 206 to 840 within practically no time. अभी अगर वो momentum चला गया है, right? If we are seeing a slowdown in momentum, then what's the point? वैसे भी Adani stocks right now have a fair bit of inherent risk, if you know what I mean. So that's why when I was getting good profits, I exited. Not really a time where I would enter. Let's see. 20 MA you can say, otherwise no. Let's see. If I do enter this, then maybe I'll post it somewhere. But otherwise, let's see. Right now, this is a resistance, and after that, we can see this giant candle could be interpreted as a resistance. We've got a support somewhere around here, like so. Let's see. Maybe if it shows some strength, maybe if the rest of the market shows some strength, I might. As of now, there are far too many other good risk reward trades. For instance, if I just show you, IT sector has done pretty poorly. So if the IT sector is coming back to lower levels, right, coming back to levels like these, where prices had fallen and then bounced up, this to me makes for a much better risk reward trade. Again, this is purely because this is my trader personality in a way. It's not the right, it's not the wrong approach. There is no right, no wrong approach. Whatever suits you, find that. What's your view on Nazara? Nazara also we can take a look. So our timer for today will be trading views this. You see 1755 right now. The moment that turns 20, this recording will stop. So I think that would be our timer for today. Tab tak jo puchna hai, puch lo. Here we can see Nazara is also doing fine. One way to look at it would be this, which is a fair assessment. But again, let's see how things unfold. Overall, we can see structurally it has done well. So maybe from a medium long term perspective, this might be a good one. The ideal entry point would have gone somewhere around here, but then ideals ki dunya mein agar rahenge to it will be a little harder. So yes, this can be a good potential trade, I would say, assuming कि यहाँ पे इसके आसपास आप enter करो 720 के पास and you keep a tight stop loss. Not a recommendation, by the way. I'm not SEBI registered. I am just someone who shares this for educational and informational purposes. As is asking how to earn 10% daily on capital by safe trading. You can either have a chance to earn 10% daily, which is still an uphill battle. It is very difficult, or you can be safe. Both of those things cannot happen together. Unfortunately, these influencers and all many of them, not all of them, will paint rosy pictures. They'll tell you कि अरे ये possible है, वो possible. It does not always work like that. Be conservative in your trading. Even if you're earning 1% every week, that is still a tremendously good return. But don't be in the pursuit of 10% every day. वही चक्कर में people end up losing their capital. Trading views has 20 seconds. यहाँ पे Britannia honestly looks like a khichdi to me. Britannia as a trade I exited it because, purely because it was moving in a range bound fashion. I think that ended up being a good decision because it hasn't really moved that much from there. अगर हम लोग बात करें positional basis पे, then this will just happen and we'll have to wait for it to upload and then we'll jump back to it. But basically overall Britannia का क्या view है? I feel it's still range bound as of now. Let's see how it goes. Not really a trade I'm into or I'm looking at entering either. Once the uploading thing goes away, I can show you. Give it a minute. Sometimes trading view does take some time. But in the meanwhile, we can answer other questions. Someone had asked ETF ka view. No, that was ETH ka view. Okay. Gold in general is a little suppressed if you see. Reason being is because dollar is strong now. The gold I refer to typically is the XAU USD one, the one that you would see here. The gold that I refer to is this one. We can see it's actually broken 1700, not a good sign. So if this continues happening with our regular gold also, the gold Bs, Kotak gold and all that we see, then maybe not a good time. But in general, let me see what gold is looking like on MCX. Yeah, I forgot it won't work here. Gold. Let's see what gold is looking like on MCX. Yeah, it's breaking that 50 MA line if I just remove the moving averages. Now see, structurally, we can see it's a lot different than XAU USD. But यहाँ पे है. So if this level in general, right, if this level in general is held, then I feel it is a good risk reward trade. If not, then nahi hai. Gold, personally, I did buy gold yesterday, but that was for a different reason. So I don't think it's a good trade per se, because there are plenty of other opportunities available in equities. But if you really want to get gold, then I would say, if buying gold is the only objective, then better to buy here than to buy here. My personal opinion. Maybe यहाँ से यहाँ भी चला जाएगा. If you want, you can buy chota sa quantity here and more quantity here if it does go down further, or you just not buy at all, or you buy a little bit. So I would say enter as per your risk appetite, because that's the only thing we can do. Liquid bees, let's see if I can open up the chart, and that would be the last question for today, by the way. Liquid bees, does it even work like that? Nope, it doesn't. Yeah, no particular view on a technical basis. We can see it's stuck on 1,000. What is it? Is it at par or something? What's the scene with liquid bees? Yeah, looks like it just trades at par, right? Or not? This says strong buy, so sure. Liquid bees, does liquid bees copy Nifty liquid stocks or what? Where is it? Or is it some other instrument? What exactly is liquid bees? Now I have to dig further into this. So thank you for asking, Rahil. Now I will dig further into liquid bees. So I appreciate the question. And yeah, maybe in next week's live stream, I'll have an answer for you, better answer for you. But anyway, for today, I think that's going to wrap up our session. Thank you very much for attending, everyone. And I will catch you all in the next one. Amer wants to look at Apple. Amer, let's take a look at Apple. I forgot I have done this to India. I'll have to change it to all sources, and we go Apple. Yeah, when did it launch? 12th, right? 12th was the launch. Went up, gap up 4%, down by 6% on the next day. US markets are a little brutal right now, so doesn't surprise me. Let's see what happens. देखते हैं कैसे जाता है. Anyway, आज के लिए इतना ही. I'll see you all in the next one. Till then, happy trading, happy analysis, and make sure you're following me on Creator. Make sure you are also subscribed to my YouTube channel. Hold on, before you all jump and before you all bounce, check out my YouTube also, because I do share a lot of videos over there. Check Nifty bees and not liquid bees. Oh, yeah, liquid bees and Nifty bees. Sure, we can check that out. I mean, we saw Nifty, right? So Nifty bees and liquid bees would be similar, correct? Maybe in the next session we can take a look at it. I'll just see. Yeah, the same, honestly. Not much happening. If you want to invest in Nifty bees में कर लो. नहीं करना है तो मत करो. ETF investing in general, maybe I can make a video about ETF investing one day, because I do invest in ETFs a fair bit, not excessively, but a little bit. So maybe I can share my view and my thought process on it. So anyway, आज के लिए इतना ही था. I will catch all of you in the next live stream. Until then, happy trading, happy analysis. See you, take care, and have a great Thursday ahead. Thank you.